Hey guys, Tomboy61, and today we have the Minsk, one of the most recently buffed ships for this update, and one that, I'll be honest, I boosted through this ship because I despised it that much. I tried to love it, I tried to give it the respect it deserves, and I just couldn't do it, and now, with its buff, it's pretty respectable. I'm definitely having a little more fun. So if you didn't know, the buff, originally we had a 5.2 second reload time. Now that is down to 3.5 seconds. Additionally, torpedoes, originally you only had 4 kilometer torps. You now can get them defaulted to 6, which is beautiful. Now, for our build, not going to be launching from stealth still, but that's just because of how we are built. And speaking of which, let's go and take a look at the commander. We have the wonderful Vladimir Trubetsky with Rumble and Sims as the inspiration, and we're using Mortar and the wonderful, the magical, and the thing that makes Trubetskoy just the best, playing with fire, which boosts that fire chance by a good chunk. We have it up to level 3 right now, which gives us a 6% boost to fire chance, but when you get it all the way up, maxed leveled, it will go all the way to 8%, which is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, you do end up losing 30% of your gun damage when you do that, so that's why we're running Mortar to try to recover a little bit of that, but that also increases your visibility. So what I'm saying is we are not stealthy. We could go for a little bit more stealthy and then have the ability. Oh, there goes the wonderful enemy Akatsuki. We pop up. Anyways, you could go for a less stealth build, but then I think the whole point of this build kind of goes out the window. Anyways, Akatsuki pops up there, so we kind of have to decide what we are going to do. We do have our wonderful torpedo launchers, and we are going to use them at this point because, well, that's our best option to eliminating him rather quickly. So we set one set of torp tubes in there now. If he decides to try to go dodge them, we'll let off this other set. We know he's in this smoke screen somewhere. There he is. We're getting those guns to swing around. The gun 180 time, not exactly the greatest on Minsk, and it will hurt you from time to time because once you kind of eliminate the enemy destroyer, if you're able to do that, you end up playing very much like a light cruiser, is how the Minsk ends up being. And that's exactly what we are going to do here. Kind of rely on dispersion. Now, the other build that I have been running on Minsk is kind of helping with this kind of play style, and that's Sergio Splendinto. I run a full anti-dispersion build, a full incoming dispersion build with Vine, Nobosanu, and then also a level 4 camo and sidestep. With all of that, we do get a good chunk of dispersion coming in, but we kind of do end up missing the extra range that we picked up with Rumble and Trubetskoy. So I think a hybrid of that would probably be a very good thing. Anyways, what are we doing here? Well, North Carolina has decided that broadside is the best way to be. At first, we were taking advantage of that smoke that the Akatsuki left for us. Now, we are going to continue to beat down this North Carolina, try to get fire started, get the damage over time, though it doesn't look like we're going to get much more time to put in much damage because those torpedoes from our friendly are looking absolutely beautiful. So, we have captured C, we've secured C. There's no more enemies. York is is the last remaining man from that spawned on this side from the enemy team, but he is definitely angling himself towards the middle of the map. We know that's where some enemies are. That is their only current point of points, their income source of points. So let's go ahead and disrupt that, see if we can get some shots off. Also, give us the ability to kind of get in that crescent so that we can start angling out and getting a little bit more distance from us, because that is kind of the Minsk's defense. We have a fairly substantial HP pool, especially with Sims at 17,380. We don't have the armor to really resist any sort of shells, so our best bet is to kind of try to maneuver out, try to be at as long range as possible. Thankfully, Minsk, very narrow ship and fairly low in the water, so maneuverability is a pretty good defense, especially once we keep ships at range. And of course, we are assisting ourselves with that because, well, we do have Rumble who boosts the range, and additionally, we have that perk playing with fire, which boosts the range as well. So really, we are trying to keep ships at the furthest range possible, and that's our play. We really don't care if we're spotted, because we are hopefully keeping people at such a distance where it is hard to hit us. And if they do hit us, well, we have some hit points to spare. At least that's the playstyle I'm kind of going with. We see York throwing in some shots at us now. All we have to do is turn out, and those shells don't really get to land where he wanted it, and we can just turn back in, start engaging him, start whittling it down. Additionally, we're now in the B cap, which means we get to, 1, pause the accrual of points for the enemy team, and 2, begin to at least cap it our way. We do need to keep an eye on the map, and you'll see me here realize, oh crap, we're going, oh wait, no, it's not quite yet. There will be a point where I nearly get out of the cap circle and cause us to lose all of this progress, because I want to get this Gneisenau, because Gneisenau already on fire. If we get another fire, looking good. We're seeing it. He's starting to go behind the island. We're like, oh wait, no, we need to stop here. Hard rudder to port side, full reverse. Remember, turning does slow you down, and so does throwing yourself into full reverse. Both of those assist you in slowing down quicker. We actually had a Mythbusters video on that. I'll go ahead and link that in the video up above if you're interested in that video. But we are now capping this B cap, kind of waiting on this next Gneisenau to come around. He has a substantial amount of health points that we want to kind of, they look finger licking good, if you know what I mean, because Gneisenau, we can definitely enjoy spreading our fires to him. Also, we're kind of keeping an eye, because we can see we're trying to keep the enemies somewhat distance from us, because that was our strategy. Gneisenau pops up, and we're going to start raining down fire. Also, enemy Venom pops up next to the Gneisenau that is on very low health. We're going to send a couple of rounds his way, but at this range, it's going to be difficult for us to hit that Venom. But we are going to start trying to close in on the Venom, just in case that destroyer and that battleship are not able to handle it. We don't want to lose track of that Venom. We don't have twist and track, right? We're playing with fire, so that means we don't get the ability to really locate enemy destroyers like you usually would. It's kind of the trade, and we don't want to give that Venom the chance to maneuver away from it, especially because him being a torpedo boat, his build is hopefully, if he's playing most optimally, going to be built around stealth. So we're going to have difficulty closing in on him. So we want to get closer to him so that we can start to engage him. But this Gneisenau is proving to be a very juicy target, and one that we want to concentrate on. I know usually you want to shoot at destroyers when they are up, but if we can eliminate this guy Gneisenau, we can eliminate a source of damage from our team. So we can go ahead and eliminate those guns. If his guns aren't firing, he's not doing damage anymore. We still have two ships in the area of the Venom, and that Venom is firing. So it's okay for us to kind of divert our gaze from that Venom to kind of shoot at that Gneisenau, especially to wrap up the kill, which we did. Enemy now down to 3 ships, and we have 5, 1 destroyer each, 1 cruiser each, but we do definitely have the battleship advantage, which really means our main goal now is going to be to engage this Venom, because, well, he's a Venom, and he could, if he plays it right, absolutely take out the remaining battleships. Venoms are incredibly powerful. They have the ability to vomit torpedoes, essentially. Yes, they are low-yield torpedoes, but if he can get a sustained flood, which is not out of the question, he can take down some battleships. Speaking of which, he takes down the California there. Gneisenau pops up. We're going to try to eliminate him. Venom should be starting to shoot at us now. He did pop his smoke, and he's probably either lining up torps on us, which is my guess. We're going to go ahead, turn out, now that Gneisenau has lost spot, flood his smoke with torpedoes, and then turn in, because I'm sure torpedoes are heading towards us. So we're going to kind of turn in. And speaking of the torpedoes there, we didn't quite turn all the way soon enough. We ended up eating a torpedo there. Now it's going to be a gun duel, which is not the greatest for us, but with our current reload buff that we received, we are able to get some significant damage on him before one of our torpedoes ends up taking out the Venom there. And now, well, we're at 4 kills. The other flank of torpedoes from the Venom comes in. Thankfully, we are able to easily get out of the way of those. But we're at 4 kills, which means it's Kraken hunting time. Fiji, last ship up. He's at nearly our maximum range. We're swinging those guns around, trying to get ready to be able to engage with some of these things. As we see, that 180 time, as we said earlier, a little bit disappointing on the ship, which is why running Sergio can be quite beneficial because, of course, his base trait helps with that turret traverse. Anyways, Fiji now within our range. It's time to dial in, and Fiji's getting little hits here and there, but if we can get one of these shells to land, we can walk away with the Kraken just like that. End of the game. Beautiful time. Minsk, definitely a lot more fun with these buffs, and I definitely recommend taking her out. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.